We have Houston head coach James Dickey and sophomore forward Alandise Harris. Any questions, gentlemen? Ladies and
I
gentlemen?
guess it'll be for both guys. I think you guys put a 23-5 run together to open the second half. Just talk about what keyed that.
I will, Bob. I just want to say just a couple of things. One, I'm really happy for this young man right here. When we recruited him, he asked me, he said, "We think we'll ever get to play a game back in Arkansas?" Because we never dreamed we'd get to play the university here in Little Rock, but it worked out. So I'm really happy for him. And I thought down the stretch, boy, you know, when the Hogs made a run at us, that he came back in. He'd been a little frustrated, got in foul trouble, but came off the bench. He'd been sitting there for a while. Made some huge plays down the stretch, got a great follow dunk, got a big rebound put back, then got some free throws. Terrific young man, and I'm really proud to be his coach. We talked about it at halftime. We thought we needed to get control of the game, and the way that we need to do that, was we had to slow down offensively. I mean, we had 10 turnovers. We'd given up too many second opportunities. I think they had 18 points off turnovers and shots at halftime. So we had really helped them. They're good enough without helping them. And that's what we tried to do in the second half. Even though we turned it over 10 times again in the second half, I thought our defense was better. I thought our defensive rebounding was better for the most part. But I thought offensively that we finally got into a rhythm and got into our half-court game and executed and made, you know, passes to one side, reversed it, went to the other, and then didn't try to take them off the dribble so much, because they're terrific one-on-one defenders. They play hard. They put a lot of pressure on you in transition, going offensively, and then defensively they're going to press you for 94 feet. And I was really happy with our guys, the way we responded, especially when they made a run there late. We didn't finish as well as we needed to, but we made big plays when we had to. But I thought the second half that you're talking about, the big key I thought was our defensive board play, and I thought we were more efficient offensively, Bob.
Were you surprised to see them go with the smaller lineup?
No, not at all. You know, we talked about that. Coach Brooks at the scout, he did a great job. They went 4 guards, and you know, I kind of wanted to go smaller ourselves and play some 4 out, 1 in, but we stayed with our bigger guys. Kirk was playing so well off the bench. You know, he hit big shots for us, and we wanted to keep him in there. And then we had Big A in foul trouble, and when we got those guys back on the court, we just had to defend, and we felt like that they were really going to drive the ball, which they did, and we didn't quite defend down the stretch, but we made big plays when we had to. I thought once we got the lead, I think we got up, 13 maybe, 14.
15.
We got 15 at one time. We didn't do a very good job holding on to that, but got up 15. I thought they would probably go small and then try to take advantage of some mismatches when we had a bigger lineup in there. We got some big offensive rebounds too with that smaller lineup in the game and putbacks.
Alandise, just what this game mean to you? I know you got in some foul trouble, but you really finished strong. Just talk about what this game meant to you.
You know, it meant a lot to come home and play in front of my family, which they don't never get to see me play, except if it's like on TV. You know, it was just like a family thing. Like, you know, show them what's been going on. They don't see me.
A little too wired at first.
Yeah, a little too wide when I had to get in the flow of the game.
How much was this for your mother?
All of it.
James, when did you know Powell wasn't going to play, and what impact do you think that had on Arkansas?
The information age is so amazing. You know, I guess I found out about for sure when I came to the arena tonight. But somebody had texted me earlier in the day that had heard it, not officially, but some source, and but we never mentioned it to our team until we put the starters on the board right before we came out. But Darryl Walker actually came in to the locker room. It was great to see Darryl, and I'm sure he'd come to see Powell play, and he came in and said, you know, he's hurting in street clothes. And I guess that's when I knew for sure that he wasn't going to play. But we never told our team. And then once we did tell him, we just said, look, you cannot relax because they're going to have somebody else that's going to step up and play big. We knew that Sanchez would come in. You know, Mickelson's an outstanding freshman. I thought the 2 freshmen, you know, he's a really talented guy. I like him a lot. Tayshawn Thomas is terrific. I thought both of them probably played like freshmen tonight.
Well, how do you think it impacted Arkansas? Because obviously Powell's averaging over 19 points.
Well, you know, I'm not going to speculate, but I will say this: when you have a player of that quality, when you have a guy who, maybe be considered, they're one of their best players, for sure. You feel bad for the young man because he got hurt yesterday, and then certainly that affects the team. But how much it would affect the game tonight, I don't ever think about that. But I hate to see a good player, get hurt like that, and I hope he can get back soon. And that's not something that we enjoyed having happen at all. We always like to see everybody stay healthy and have everybody at full strength. But I'm sure that Mike, got his team ready and rallied those guys, and somebody else got an opportunity to step up and play.
Alandise, can you talk about the moment, the rebound, put back, dunk, just, what it meant for you at the point, what you saw him play?
Arkansas was coming hard. I just know I had to make a play without going to get the ball. I had to let it come to me.
James, what did you think of Arkansas? Young had a pretty nice game. They're obviously going to rely heavily on their freshmen. What did you think of Arkansas's freshmen?
I like them. I like their team. Well, I watched them on film, and I thought for a new system and a new coach that they had really bought in and were playing terrific. I thought they were outstanding against Oakland. What they do is they try to speed you up in all areas of the game. And I think for a bunch of young guys in a new system, they do a great job of sharing the ball. They're very unselfish. They hit that post when he slips down the middle. They like to penetrate and pitch. I was really impressed. I thought, Nobles hit some big shots. I know about Young. I mean, he's one of the terrific talents, in the country. Madden, I'd heard about him for a long time. He can really shoot the basketball. That's a team, in my opinion, that's going to get a lot better and better and better. For an early season team that presses, their rotation defensively, I think, is outstanding. That's one of the things that caused us. It wasn't the initial pressure, although we got stripped 2 or 3 times. But that secondary rotation, they rotate extremely well defensively.
Alandise, you're from Little Rock. Why do you think the Razorbacks seem to have trouble beating teams in Verizon Arena? Did you go to the games before when the Razorbacks played in previous years? You never went to them.
Basketball.
I didn't even realize that stat until I talked to Bob. What did you say coming in this game? They were 2-7?
And then the last 9, yeah.
2-7.
They get 2-8.
We did this when I was at Arkansas. We actually played in Little Rock and Old Barton Coliseum, and then we played in the Convention Center in Pine Bluff. And to a certain degree, it's a little bit like a road game. I mean, they don't practice here. They come down and practice yesterday. They get to shoot around today. That's much. We didn't practice last night because our plane was late. We came over and shot today. When we played in Pine Bluff, we stayed in Little Rock. We had to bus down and practice the night before. We didn't go around for shoot around. We went down and played a game. But I think that the great thing about this, in my opinion, is for the fans of Central Arkansas. They love the Hogs in this state. They're very enthusiastic. And how many people can go to a neutral site? What they list the crowd at tonight?
11,600.
Okay, close to 12,000 people. That's pretty amazing this early in the year and on the eve of a pretty big football game here in Little Rock. I was really concerned. I thought I really had lost my mind when I scheduled this game. And it was the night before a football game. And of course, I knew that they were going to be good. I didn't know that they were still going to be in a hunt for a national championship, but I knew people would be revved up. I thought the crowd was really good, but I thought our guys did a good job of taking the crowd out of the game in the second half for the most part. And then we made some key plays. When they had a run going, they cut it to 6. We made some plays defensively and on the offensive end as well.
I just want to ask, Alandise, did you grow up wanting to be a Razorback? Did the previous staff recruit you at all? Can you give me some background on that?
I always grew up wanting to be a Razorback. Yeah, they was recruiting me, all high school.
All through
All
until
through
you signed Houston. And James, can I ask you? You talked about at halftime making the change. But you also finished the first half 10-2. What did you do in that timeout when it was 34-26?
Well, I tell you what, we'd gotten the lead, we got a 1-point lead, then they battled back, they got up 3, and then we had a bad offensive possession, gave up a 3 in transition, and then turned around and threw the ball right to them, and they put it back in. All of a sudden, the game went from 3 to 8. We kind of lost our composure. We called a timeout. And then I thought our guys really came back and responded. I thought that was a big key for us in the game to be able to close that gap, because that's a critical period. We always talk about winning the last 5 minutes before the half, and we didn't win the last 5 minutes, but I thought the last maybe 3 minutes that our guys really wanted after we got down 8. I thought that was critical. And then we kept the momentum after halftime. We came out after halftime, even though we had a couple of turnovers, we kind of got to control the game. That's how I described earlier. But that was, for us, I thought that was a big key in the game.
Vince Slike, 19 off the bench. He's coming on him.
Who's that?
Vince Slike.
Played really well. He can shoot the ball. Really, I was worried about him in this game because of if he was going to be physical enough, because they trap the post, they really get after you. But I thought he was sharp tonight. I mean, he got his jumper off quick. He had some great shots. We shot the ball well, and that always helps when you go on the road and shoot the ball well. But Kirk's good enough to be a starter. He knows that. He's the only player on our team that's been to an NCAA tournament. He wants to win. He's a tough matchup because he can go get the ball off the offensive glass. He can step out and shoot the 3. He can also, make free throws. But I thought he was huge for us tonight.
Landis, this past summer, your high school coach Fitzpatrick told me that you came back, you worked on your game at Central High. You played with Joe Johnson some. What did fellow Little Rock Central alum Joe Johnson kind of share with you from a game perspective and from a mental perspective as far as how to get better as a college player?
He said, just let the game come to you. Don't do too much. You know what I'm saying? Take good shots and keep my head up.
And do you feel so far you're doing that?
Yeah, I'm good.
Anything else? All right.
Thank you.